How am I prepared mentally? So mentally it's a competitive fight and I've got to bring competition. So in that sense, mentally it's not just about, all right, I want to box well and all this, just win. Mentally, like win, refuse to be beat. And that's how you mentally approach the fight, just go in there with a winner's mindset.
So Jake, you can fight basically anybody. You decide who your opponents are going to be. Why was this man the right opponent for right now?
I think this talk has been part of the conversation, and we've always wanted to fight each other. There's been some talk back and forth for a couple of years, and my goal is to become world champion and the WBA and WBC.
I don't think it's necessarily fair to AJ. I just know that I have the power and the timing. It's the shots that you don't see coming that knock people out. And I'm a tricky knockout artist that people don't give me enough credit for. I've won knockout of the year. So he has to be careful. And I do have the timing, the speed, and the tricks up my sleeve to be able to hit a shot on this guy that he doesn't see coming that can put him to sleep 1,000%.
Jake Paul walked in talking like a man already planning the victory parade, choosing the playlist and preaching that delusional optimism gospel, promising he's gonna shock the world.
Yeah, if I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna break his face, I'm gonna break his body up, I'm gonna stomp all over him. That's my mentality, right? That's a fighter's mentality, and I know what's in my heart, I know what's in my mind, and I'm here to compete. I'm here to prove myself that I'm the better fighter, so I'm looking forward to it, and I'll do that until I finish fighting, no matter who it is.
Meanwhile, Anthony Joshua sat there, cool as premium ice. Like, this isn't a superhero movie, just a scheduled appointment. And Jake's the guy who booked it.
Who has more pressure on them going into this fight?
100% Anthony. Yeah, 1,000%. This is something that's gonna weigh on him, right? Like, because of what you said, I'm going in there, I can fight free. If he starts getting touched up and losing rounds, I think the cookie will crumble.
Jake painted himself as the fearless disruptor, the guy who looks at a heavyweight king and sees a business opportunity instead of danger. And AJ answered with that quiet, polite menace that basically says, I'll handle this efficiently.
Whatever he said, we'll see if the cookie crumbles. I don't know what to say. I'm confident in myself. Like, I'm not focusing on him. I just know what I can do, and I can't wait to show it. I'm not gonna crumble. I'm solid. I've been through wars, and I'm still standing super strong. I align myself with some of the greatest coaches and greatest fighters in the world because I have that hunger, that desire.
Jake talked about speed, angles, and slick footwork, like he's auditioning for Dancing with the Heavyweights. Joshua calmly talked about pressure, patience, and making it uncomfortable. The kind of talk that makes you rethink your life choices.
I don't think there's any chance in the world, knowing what Anthony Joshua is a specialist at, he's a specialist at putting knuckles through your fucking brain, and that's what he's going to try to do to Jake Paul. And anything other than that, if from a 34-year-old Anthony Joshua, will make us all think it's a fixed fight. Whether or not Joshua can do it, whether or not, Jake Paul shocks the world and shows us that he really does know how to box really well and moves really good and uses his jab and blows us all away with a strategy and a lot of footwork and move.
Jake swore destiny itself would have to stop him, and AJ simply said, cool story, let's test it. It was hype versus homework, podcast energy versus final exam focus. The contrast was impossible to ignore.
You're quoted on record saying that you and AJ must retire if Jake Paul wins on December 19th. Stand by that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I suppose so. Yeah. Look, I don't see a world where Jake Paul wins this fight. I know that boxing's boxing. And I mean, what is it? Roy Jones came out this morning and said Jake Paul can win this fight.
Teddy Atlas as well.
Teddy Atlas? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, now I'm a bit worried. I won't retire. AJ should retire if he loses.
I'm sitting here thinking, this man is discussing retirement clauses like he's planning a vacation, and somehow it's still savage. Eddie basically says, if AJ loses, forget the press conference. We're doing a farewell tour. Then he breaks down AJ's weight like a fitness coach, reminding us that a lighter Joshua is a sharper Joshua. which in boxing terms means fewer selfies, more nightmares.
Don't forget, AJ's never made weight before, so all of a sudden he's tried. You know, he's been in camp for, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, and he's probably sitting at, I don't know, 260, 265, and it's like you got to make 245. It's 20 pounds. The weight clause and all of this is going to be an issue. It's something we have to keep our eye on. But I think AJ feels great. I think actually the lighter AJ is, the better he is.
Meanwhile, Jake walks in with superhero confidence, and I respect it. But confidence without heavyweight seasoning is a meal with no sauce. And we all feel it. This isn't a joke. AJ's camp is treating it like a world title night. Eddie says it so smoothly it feels like a royal announcement. So yeah, grab your popcorn. One guy is dreaming big. The other guy is sharpening tools. And history always favors the man holding the toolbox, not the motivational speech.
I see AJ winning this fight with ease, comprehensively, destructively, violently, and I don't see a world where Jake Paul is competitive in the fight, let alone win the fight. But luckily, AJ's not preparing in a way that he just thinks it's a joke. He's preparing for Jake Paul like he's a world title contender. Yes, it's been a little bit of a shorter camp. Yes, we've got to make weight this time around, but it doesn't matter.
And as Eddie had us in executive mode, weights, clauses, precision, we slide right into Ad Oladipo territory. Suddenly, the vibe shifts from boardroom to that friend who knows every boxing stat and still brings snacks to the debate. Ad doesn't just talk boxing. He narrates it like every bad scorecard personally offended him.
One in the top 10 where AJ's taking it seriously. He's answering the questions direct that Ariel's throwing him. There was no, yeah, we're here to kind of fuck around. This is going to be easy. Give me my money. Let me run back to the UK. This was AJ's like, no, we're taking this seriously. And that ain't a good thing for Jake Paul. It isn't. And AJ's that guy anyway. Like, I would never doubt that AJ would take this seriously. But for Jake Paul, I do wonder if realization is kicking in, or maybe he is just that delusional where he doesn't.
He looks at AJ versus Jake, and you can hear the polite disbelief, like someone saying they're challenging a lion to a push-up contest. Jake's out here selling dreams like a late-night infomercial, while AJ looks like he sets alarms just to stay disciplined. One guy yells, "Believe!" The other quietly checks the torque on his right hand. Then aid sweeps across the boxing world, and you realize this sport canceled peace a long time ago.
Fascinating press conference. I think one of the biggest takeaways was, and I think we knew this on the circuit anyway, that AJ had left Ben Davison, but he confirmed it. And then he said he's training with Igor. And I wish Ariel pushed him a bit more, because I have no idea who Igor is. I feel like I know quite a few people in this Alexander Usyk camp where AJ is and has been for a while now. But Igor is most certainly not Alexander Usyk's #1 trainer. So I'm guessing it's just someone in the camp. But AJ is now training with that.
From British heavyweight scraps to world-level politics, it feels like every fighter wants to headline a reality show. But Addy frames it perfectly. Sharp, grounded, and self-aware enough to make you laugh. Behind every take, there's one truth. Boxing doesn't reward noise. It rewards whoever shows up ready. And that mix of drama, discipline, and chaos is why we can't look away.
I will still stand firm and say AJ should, not will, should get rid of Jake Paul in 1 round. Should. And if he doesn't, then it's more, my questions will be more to AJ. But I'm confident AJ gets this done. And I'm confident AJ hasn't come to play around. So this isn't a case of AJ just come to kind of give the American audience a show and just, make Jake Paul look silly and make Jake Paul miss. And no, I think AJ's come to do damage, collect the check, and go to Saudi and have this fight in February that Turkey's been talking about.
And just when Ade has us spiraling, Johnny Nelson steps in with full veteran mode. That classic seasoned fighter stare like he's seen this movie before and already knows the final scene. Jake's talking like a man who just discovered motivational quotes and thinks he can moonwalk through a heavyweight storm. Confidence is great, but this isn't a charity run. This is Anthony Joshua looking like he's late for a serious appointment.
Fight itself, I want to see what AJ's presence in front of Jake Paul would be like, because AJ, especially when it comes to fighting, is a serious dude. And I know Jake Paul, the problem child, he can be rude, he can be in your face. Remember when he snatched Floyd Mayweather's hat? And they do all the kind of things, Mike Tyson ended up slapping him in his face and standing on his toe. I think Jake Paul got there, looked up and thought, shall I chance this?
Jake's boldness is impressive in a did he really say that kind of way? He's selling belief, narrative, disruption. The Hollywood trailer package. But Johnny reminds us boxing isn't a playground. Joshua doesn't need theatrics or viral moments. He just needs one clean invitation. And suddenly, the tone changes fast, like someone challenging a chess grandmaster with Monopoly rules.
For AJ, I'm stuck in between, because nobody on this green earth would actually turn down 50, 60 million to fight Jake Paul. And people that don't like this will probably watch it because they want to see Jake Paul getting knocked out. So what does it say about AJ and what does it say about Jake Paul? I think I was thinking upside down. For AJ, I thought, Mama's cashing out. He's cashing out because he's going down this minute line. But I thought in reality...
And that's where the drama hits peak flavor. We all know Jake's mouth writes checks his chin might have to cash. AJ's presence turns a press conference into a performance review. Johnny says what we're all thinking. Keep the jokes, keep the energy, but don't confuse spotlight with safety. Because if Jake treats this like content and AJ treats this like a job, the contrast alone might shake the arena. This is confidence versus credentials, hype versus heavyweight reality. Jake's dreaming loud, AJ's moving silent and surgical, and that tension alone could sell out an empty arena. So tell me, is this a miracle in the making or a masterclass loading? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters.